I've learned. I understand it now. Monster Hunter evolved me. Hello, everybody. I am Jmulls of Jmulls Gaming. And before Monster Hunter Wilds comes out, I decided to dive back into a game I had dipped my toe in previously, but never got particularly far into. I wanted to beat at least the base game of Monster Hunter World before Wilds. And it's been a ton of fun, and I've been talking about it on this channel and through my various streams with it. It's been a ton of fun, but there was absolutely a learning curve that I had to overcome. And I talked about that in my previous Monster Hunter video. Unlike most other games that I've played, Monster Hunter in particular has a lot of emphasis on being patient and preparing for the fight. It makes sense because you're fighting this larger than life, this top of the food chain monstrosity, and you're just a guy. It's not like you're a wizard or have magic powers or anything like that. You just have a really big weapon, and you have to make the best use of your environment, your knowledge about the fight, and use them as your own weapons to overcome that fight. When it comes to games, I can be really impatient, and I talked about that in that previous Monster Hunter video, and that was my biggest weakness. I would overextend, get caught in massive animation lag. I don't know, it's just like I got caught in the giant animations. I play Switch Axe, and monsters could body me because of it, because I was playing poorly. And I talked about that if you want to play the game, you have to learn to play it right, that old Kenny Rogers lyric. I didn't think it would happen this fast though. I thought there'd be a bit more of a learning curve, but for some reason I think making that video just like connected various synapses in my brain, and it just started to flow from there. I took my time, I didn't overextend, and I haven't been overextending much when it comes to my weapon combos. I've been going back to camp, making sure my weapon's sharpened. If I have access to, say, flash bugs, I use those. So if, you know, a fight is trying to fly or is about to use a big move, I can flashbang it, stun it, and then capitalize. And the biggest adjustment that I've been doing is just being more patient. If I do get caughted, which honestly has not happened much since that video, but like if I do get caughted, eat food, go into the camp, make sure I have all my equipment, craft things if I need to, and go on about my day. I don't just mindlessly rush back into the fight anymore. And if you want to know where I'm at, I'm near the end of the game, and this isn't a review of the game yet. I want to beat the game before I make that. This is like a progress update because Nergigante's down, and he's not just down. I farmed him. I got the chest piece, I got the belt, I got the legs, I got the gloves for him. I didn't get the helmet because I cannot get a gem to spawn, or I think it's a ruby, but I have an eye patch, which is like better anyways, and I have the Nergigante Switch Axe, which is really dang good. So I farmed that dude, and like by doing that, it was a great test to make sure I was able to retain a lot of these lessons about how Monster Hunter plays. It was actually a really good feeling because when I got to Nergigante on stream, people in chat were wondering how many times was I going to die to this thing because it, well, is a famous fight in this game apparently. And I didn't die to him. I beat him without getting caughted. Now, I have a buff to where if I lose all my HP, I get a res with the Vigor Wasps. I did use that, but I didn't get caughted back to camp. And that was a really good feeling because Monster Hunter has this great way of making you feel the culmination of your effort. All the things you learn, all that background knowledge or foreground knowledge, utilizing all of it, the way the game works, the pacing, the flow, learning your animations, learning your combos, once that all really starts to click and you digest it and it becomes secondhand in nature to you, the game just has this really good way of making you feel the result of your work. Because my first kill in Nergigante took quite a while. I don't know how long it took necessarily, but I went back to farm him again on stream right after I beat him because I wanted the Switch Axe for him, and I beat him way quicker, and I still didn't get caughted. So like, I think Nergigante was a really good example for me of the beauty of the Monster Hunter gameplay loop, to where I can do that fight, and I did it time and time and time again to get the Switch Axe, to get all but the headpiece for his armor set. I went with the Alpha set because I thought it looked cooler, but like I felt myself getting better and more comfortable with the fight as I did each attempt. And I didn't even have to do like too many. It's like I come from MMO, so I'm used to having to replay fights a bunch, so I think I did Nergigante like 7 to 8 times in total. It was something like that. And there was another great moment of progress for me, because on stream when I was farming Nergigante, someone mentioned that if you run towards your camera, no, I don't know if it's towards your camera, but if you run away from the fight, if you're sprinting and you jump, you leap in the air, and the entire time you're in the air, you have iframes. So when Nergigante does this giant dive bomb mechanic, where over the course of the fight, he'll gain more and more spikes on him until he's fully covered, and then he turns those spikes black, then he can do this giant dive bomb mechanic where he jumps up into the air and slams down on you. It does a ton of damage if you get hit by this. But once I realized how to consistently do that dive mechanic with iframes, never hurt me again, because I had plenty of time to understand, okay, he has the black spikes on, I have to be cognizant of that, know that he's going to be able to dive bomb whenever he wants to, but it has a lot of wind-up. So when I see him go in for that animation, I sheathe my weapon as fast as I humanly can, and I start running towards me, like running towards the screen, because I'm facing Nergigante, and I just jump up in the air, and he dive bombs into me, and I take no damage, and it looks awesome. And it's a great moment of opportunity to capitalize on him, and put in a bunch of damage on him, because he is stunned because he just did a giant move. But he's also less dangerous because he doesn't have the spikes on him anymore, because it utilizes them. Now, someone had to tell me that that's how the dive bomb worked, is that he gains the spikes, and then he turns black, then he does the dive bomb. I would probably have not picked up on that naturally, but once I learned that piece of information, the fight just went smooth for me. And the only real time I would die or like get carded or have to be resurrected with the Vigor Wasps would be this one mechanic where he like gets on two legs and he slams his claw down and there's an aftershock after that. That one got me a few times and still does on occasion, because sometimes I just have bad positioning, but it's like whatever. But there's another element to this. In my early kills of Nergigante, what I would always use, I would keep a supply of those flash bombs. Is it bombs or bugs? I always forget. Regardless, I just call them flashbangs. I would always keep a supply of flashbangs on me, and I would utilize them in each of the phases. And then when he moves to a new location, I would go back to camp, get more of them, and then re-engage. I don't need them anymore. I feel like Rock Lee and Naruto taking off like the ankle weights and all that. I don't need them anymore. So it's like I've done the Nergigante fight so many times at this point, but I wasn't bored because I was still learning the game and getting better and feeling the result of that effort. Few games out there I'm able to really drive home that feeling in the way that Monster Hunter is able to do it for me, in my opinion. It's a really dang good feeling. Yeah, and when I play the game correctly and at the pace the game is supposed to be played at, who knew? Oh, things just work better. I don't really get caught up in giant animation cycles because I'm going for a giant combo with the switch axe all the time. I'm way more mobile and agile and able to dodge and react to things because I'm giving respect to these fights. And it feels way better. The flow is far more compelling and engrossing, and the game feels far more fair to me now. Notice how I didn't say that it is more fair? It was always fair. It's just now I'm able to feel that. Also, the Nergigante set looks awesome, dude. Oh my god, easily my favorite set in the game so far. I look like the Demon Lord in an isekai anime or something. But yeah, for the longest time, I did really enjoy Monster Hunter World. And I still do. Do not get me wrong here. I love the game, and I did love the game. It was just, the game was frustrating on occasion. And really frustrating because I wasn't playing the game right. And like that one Kenny Rogers lyric I keep yapping on about in these videos, if you want to play the Game Boy, you have to learn to play it right. Once I started playing Monster Hunter right, it feels so good. And like even in that video that I made a couple days ago, Monster Hunter Exposed Me, I filmed the background footage for that video right after I actually recorded it. And you can kind of see the result of what I was talking about there in that video in the background footage. And like the only real times I had trouble with Nergigante was when I was first learning to cut the tail off. That was like near the end of my stream when I was going against Nergigante, and I did just like wipe 3 times each, just getting the tail because that was my priority because I wanted the weapon. However, like after that, I managed to get the tail off and not get caught at either. It felt so dang good. It didn't just feel like I'm doing the same fight over and over and over again. No, it's like I'm getting better at this. And because I'm getting better, I'm getting more rewards. Because I can also get the tail, but also kill the monster, but not caught, so I don't lose out on extra resources. And it actually got to a point where I was running out of honey for mega potions, so I was just using regular potions, but I was still taking him down, because I was managing my Vigor Wasps. I was just not getting caught in these combos, not taking massive bouts of damage, so I didn't need mega potions. I could just do the fight and do it cleanly. I love this game, dude. I really do. I'm hooked. I cannot wait for Wilds. So the plan, right, because I've talked about this a bit on stream. The plan with me for Monster Hunter is I want to beat the base game for Monster Hunter World first. And I don't want to burn myself out, so I'll probably take a little bit of a break after I beat the base game for World until Wilds comes out. We'll play through Wilds, I'll make my coverage and do my videos about it and all that goodness. Then when Wilds is done, or we reach like a natural stopping point for that game, I'll come back and do like Iceborne. Then we'll go over to Rise and do that. Been absolutely loving Monster Hunter. It was always a game series that I felt that I would just fall down the rabbit hole if I gave it enough time and effort. I've given it enough time and effort and I'm down the rabbit hole. And I'm not just down the rabbit hole, I'm down like another rabbit hole that was in that rabbit hole originally. Just please don't make me have to do Zora Magdaros again. Right, like that fight is just butt. It's so bad. Please never make me do that again, game. Also, real dick move having me farm Zora Magdaros a bunch and then I unlocked high rank Monster Hunter and all the gear there's like way better. No, I think the order was I farmed Zora Magdaros and then immediately unlocked more fights and all the gear from those fights was like way better than the Zora Magdaros gear that I was just farming. Yeah, I'm just saying that's a bit of a low blow. I mean, the gear looked cool, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, right? Bit of a kick in the penis there. But anyways, look at my Nergigante gear. It looks awesome, dude. Oh, it's so good. What a great but strange journey Monster Hunter World has been so far. I cannot wait to see how this game concludes. Thank you all for tuning in. My pleasure making the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and help support future content, and I greatly appreciate it. Stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody, until we meet again.